I was happy last night when I got to the wedding reception venue at long last and discovered that they had indoor plumbing. This is a good thing to have. This might come in handy if I have to use it. So it was a good thing to know they had indoor plumbing. I was at Brookdale Farm. It's in the Eureka area. I'd never been there before, and my phone took me on streets I didn't know until last night even existed. Driving in all these windy, hilly streets through West County, through into Eureka, and finally finding Brookdale Farms. And I passed by the first entrance of Brookdale Farm because my phone was telling me I needed to keep going. But when I got going to the next entrance of the farm, there was nothing going on there. So I turned around and went back, and now, with the glare of the sun in a different position, I could see a sign right there at the entrance, wedding. Good. I found it. And I pulled on the road. It's a gravel road. It's a gravel parking lot. I parked on the grass. As I started walking toward the venue, I saw to the left of the venue a bunch of outhouses. And a couple people walking about 100 feet from the venue toward the outhouses. Are you kidding me? I have to go and use the facilities. I got to use an outhouse. I walk into the venue, got the envelope in hand, looking for the table. Where do I put my gift? And I see all these people, and knowing I'd be late, they were already having dinner, and I figured to be late for dinner. I started walking toward them, the various tables, going to mingle. Going to ask how things are going. How's the meal? Wasn't the wedding beautiful? Isn't it a great couple? And just as I'm getting close to the first table, I hear someone calling behind me, Father, Father, Father. I turn around. It's one of the workers. You're at the wrong wedding. Well, whose wedding is this? Well, she said, it's not yours because they don't have it. And so your wedding is down the road, turn right, go another half mile, and then you'll find the venue that's also Brookdale Farms. I thought, well, thank God she saved me from all that embarrassment. Can you imagine walking up and asking people, and they're all thinking, well, who's this guy? Well, I don't know, but he's going outside to the bathroom. So I was saved from that. I wasn't embarrassed at all. Like Peter, trying to save Jesus from embarrassment, or even worse than that. Peter interjecting, Peter telling Jesus, you can't do this. This will be bad for you. Jesus must have thought, though, it's a good time. He's on a roll, and so are the apostles. Just prior to today's gospel, Jesus has walked on the water. He's calmed the raging sea. He healed the daughter of the Canaanite woman. He fed 4,000 people. And when he asked the apostles, who do people say that I am? Peter got it right, identifying Jesus as the Christ, the Son of the living God. And now Jesus must be thinking, okay, it's a good time to tell them the rest of the story. Here's what's going to happen now. And he begins to discuss about being persecuted, about being arrested, about being killed, and being raised up. But Peter, he didn't even hear that part. That was beyond him. He didn't understand what being raised up meant. But he understood suffering. A peasant in the ancient world, they knew about suffering. He knew about being killed. They had public executions in the ancient world. He knew about being killed. He didn't hear the rest of it. And now he has to tell Jesus, you don't want that. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to be humiliated. And you certainly don't want to be killed. And he has to tell Jesus, you can't go here. You can't do this. Jesus won't listen. Jesus won't have it. You're not going to talk to me like that. Sure, I might be humiliated in Jerusalem, but I'll never be embarrassed doing the will of God. I may suffer in Jerusalem, but I won't be a loser. Victory is on the way. And he has to make that clear to Peter. Get behind me, listen to me, and follow me. I know what I'm doing. And if you're not ready for suffering, well then, you get ready. Because we're going there, and this is going to happen. And once he tells Peter off, then he tells the apostles, you're going to follow me. I'm going to be in charge. I'm going to be the one in the lead. You have to do what I'm doing. So I'm going to save you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to open up for you a kingdom that has no end. You're invited to come and live there forever. A religious sister has spent many years in the inner city and, of course, has seen some difficult things and been through some tough times, gangs and poverty and sickness and death. She'd been through it all, and someone once asked her, why don't you leave? Why don't you move out to the suburbs? Why don't you go where it's safe? She says, well, I want to. I really want to, because I know it's dangerous down here. I know things are difficult. But then I keep thinking about that bold guy on a cross with eyes that love me, and I can't leave. That's our Christ. That's our Jesus. The bold man on the cross with eyes that love us, and we can't leave. And we might be humiliated, and we might be embarrassed. It might be difficult. But we'll stay with Jesus Christ, because he's in charge now. If we have to get ready for suffering, we're ready, because we want to follow him.